Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a review for you on something that, based on my Instagram pictures, y'all were really excited about, and it is the NARS Hot Tryst face palette. I have told y'all time and time again that NARS face palettes are pretty much my favorites when it comes to like blush palettes, just because the quality is so amazing. The array of different blush shades is usually pretty great, and so I knew that I wanted this because it was a holiday NARS face palette, but second of all, when I saw this spiky packaging at the start of holiday releases, I knew I had to have this as well. So for different reasons, I had to pick this up. So I did, and I have been using it. I've got some thoughts for you, some swatches. I'm not wearing it right now because we're going to put it on together. So if you're interested to see if this bad boy is right for you, and I will call it a bad boy because it is really like edgy and just kind of, yeah, edgy looking is the best way I can describe it, then just keep on watching. So if you've watched my last review on the NARS face palette that I picked up at the Holiday Rouge event, then you've pretty much seen, based on that, the outer packaging. You've probably also seen this everywhere else. Pictures, other people's videos, that kind of thing. So this is what the box looks like. The back just has a picture of the palette, has the ingredients, things like that. It is made in Italy. And then let me give you a real quick description of these from the Sephora app. It says it's a limited edition palette that features 4 iconic blushes and 2 highlighting powders to contour and highlight. NARS blush delivers healthy looking color that enlivens the complexion and provides a natural looking flush to flatter any skin tone. I do think that is correct. Iconic shades iconic shades include a range of translucent natural tones with a subtle pink undertone to highlight the complexion. Matte and shimmering shades are formulated with silky, superfine, micronized powder pigments to ensure irresistibly soft, blendable application. A light application of even the highest intensity hues delivers a natural looking flush. We will come back to that statement in a while. These soft buildable shades deliver a wide range of effects from ultra sheer to powerful pops of color. NARS highlighting powder delivers next level luminosity with seamless glow technology, a blend of sheer powders and pearls to create second skin luster. It's satin soft, microspherical powder, layers evenly and weightlessly, fuse onto all skin tones, ultra refined and soft to the touch. New highlighting powder accentuates skin with buildable radiance and a seductive, dewy finish. Your features will go from delicately lit to strobed at the speed of light. And if you know me, you know I am all about strobe. So you do get 6 pans of product at 2.5 milliliters or 2.35 grams. It is $59. It's limited edition, obviously it's part of holiday collection, and on the Sephora app it says online only. So I don't know if that is an online only product for the time being or permanently. I do know that I have not seen it in my local stores. I was just at 2 stores yesterday and did not see this. So I don't usually, when they do that, it just means that it has not reached the stores yet. So let's go ahead and get into the actual product. So this palette is stunning. The packaging, they just hit this one out of the park. I mean, it's edgy, it's girly, kind of like the other one. If you remember, I said it's edgy but girly, and that one had the pink cover. This one has got like the gunmetal, which makes it even edgier, and I am here for that. I love that they made all of them different colors as far as the outer packaging, because it kind of, one, it tells you what palette it is, but it's also nice to have variety if you're picking up several different things from a collection. In typical NARS fashion for a face palette, you do have the different names, the shade names on the back of the palette in the layout that they are in the palette itself, and then opening it has been tricky for me. It's usually kind of hard to open, but the mirror on the inside does take the full cover right here, and then you've got 6 pans of product. You've got 2 highlights right here. The rest are blushes, so let me bring you up so that you can kind of see what they look like, and I'm hoping that the light doesn't really wash them out, but I have just really been putting these to use so that I can tell you how they appear and look on me. So first off, let me go into swatches, and then we will apply this together. So we're going to do the blushes first, then we will come back and do the highlights. For the blushes, we've got Swindle, Bowery, Untamed, and Adrenaline. And that's what those look like. And if you remember the description, it said that, you know, they're buildable, but they can go on really tame, just like a soft little focus wash of color. And quite frankly, they look scary in the pan, but that is how they swatch. And that is with like me swirling a couple of times. Now for the two highlighters, we have got King's Road and Friction, obviously one being quite a bit lighter than the other. This has almost like a little bit of a pinky tone. This one has more of like a pewter tone. And they both suit my skin tone very nicely. And I am a light medium for reference, but that is what those look like. And they can be built up to be even more intense than that. Okay, so now that we've gone through swatches, let's go ahead and put this on together. So I think based on the eye look I've got going on right now, which by the way is the Natasha Denona Cranberry palette, I'm going to go in with this red shade right here, because for those of you who are my skin tone or even lighter than my skin tone, which again is a light medium, this might look very, very intimidating. Again, they look very, very deep, these two over here, so you would immediately think those are way out of my range, out of my spectrum. They're going to look way too dark on me. So I want to put that one on so that you can see how natural it goes on and how you can build it up. For those of you with deeper skin tones, same thing. You can see how it looks like on me so that you can gauge whether this is going to be right for you. So I'm taking my Sephora Pro Airbrush number 55, and I am just going to I don't really dig into blush because blush is one of those things. It's not like eyeshadow. If you go in with too much, then it's really difficult to blend that out and take that away. You got to go back in with your foundation brush, your beauty blender, whatever you used to apply your foundation, and I'm not looking to do that. So just go in pretty light, and let's go ahead and just kind of, so do you see how it kind of stamped it on there? So I'm just going to blend that out, and that was kind of with a light hand, and it is blending out very, very seamlessly. It was like a circle spot right there, and now it's just kind of like working its way where I am blending it to. See, so it does end up looking, as the description said, like a very natural flush of color and one that you can build up. So you can also probably tell it's looking like it's melting into my skin, and you know that those types of things are big for me. I don't like it when things just sit on top of my skin like a layer of powder. I don't think that looks attractive. I don't think it looks good. I love it when products just kind of melt into my skin and look one with my skin. It just looks so much better. It looks like a better job of blending. It looks like better application, and it just gives a healthier look. So again, I'm just going to kind of do just a little bit, and we can blend if we need to and go in with it if we need to. So I went in with a little bit less that time, and you see how like it's just hardly a flush, so I will go in with a little bit more and tap off the excess, and I'm just going to place this on there. Again, just blending it, and you can see that right there. And I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to blend it in. I'm kind of going extra just so that you can see how it blends. And that's pretty much it. I mean, like, I'm done. And obviously that shade goes perfect with the eye look I've got going on. So we are done with the blush. Next, I'm going to go in with highlight. And I think we're going to go in with the deeper one of the two. Why not? We went in with the deeper of the blushes. Now, I am not wearing any kind of cream base as my highlight. I know sometimes you guys tell me that you can't really gauge what the highlight looks like when I already have a cream highlight underneath. Now, for reference, you already know this, I use a cream highlight as my base for any type of powder highlight because one, I like to intensify, two, I like it to have something to grab a hold of. It's almost for me like primer for my highlighter, but for purposes of this video, I know y'all have requested, so I'm going to go ahead and do it this way for today, is that I have absolutely no highlight whatsoever on my face. So that being said, I'm going to go in with my A23 by Anastasia. I'm going to go in with this shade. So for reference, the blush we used was called Untamed. The highlight we're going to use is called Friction, and it is the deeper of the two. So with highlight, I like to go in with a lot. So I will coat my brush like pretty well. I'll go in several times, and I've coated my brush pretty well. So let's go ahead and start applying this to the cheeks. Now, I think that NARS makes some of the best highlights as far as blending into your skin and not setting like a powder on top of your skin. And so they set the bar so high that my expectations are always ridiculously high. So it sets me up for failure if it's not something that I'm used to. But that's what that's looking like. And that was just with one application. I'm going to go in with a little bit more, just so that you can see that, and you can see that it builds up just like that description said. It's like 0 to 100 in just a couple of seconds. You can take it kind of subtle and then you can build it up for extreme intensity and luminosity. Let's go ahead and do the other cheek. In fact, you know what? Let's do the other highlight on the other cheek. How about that? Once I'm done, I'm going to be washing this off anyways. So let me kind of, okay, I'm going to take the other side of my Anastasia brush. This was the side I used with that deeper highlight. This is the side I'm going to use with that pink. It doesn't have anything on it. And I'm going to go in with that pink highlighter shade called King's Road. So again, I'm just going to, I go in with a lot of highlights. So I'm going to just several times swipe in there, coat my brush pretty nicely. We've got that side there. And now we're going to go in with this side. So here we go here. Now, this one looks significantly lighter in the pan, which for someone like me, I would end up saying, oh my gosh, that's going to look like such a stark white like stripe on my skin, and it doesn't do that. It does anything but. It ends up giving me a very natural looking highlight. It's not the same intensity as the other one that we just put on, but it doesn't give me that stark white stripe. It's got like a little bit of a pinky hue, and it is a little bit more natural looking, not as blinding. So that is with a couple of applications of that lighter highlight, and this is with a couple of applications of that deeper highlight. So definitely a difference, but both of them definitely work on my skin tone. It's not like one looks better than the other. It's just a matter of preference, whether you want a little more blinding or if you want a little bit more subtle. So that is the blush, and that's both highlights right there. So that being said, let's just go ahead and jump into thoughts, because I have been using this for several days now. I think I've had this for probably almost a week, and I've been using it pretty consistently so that I can give you proper feedback on it. So first off, I set the bar super, super high because, again, since NARS makes my favorite face palettes, I thought, okay, I hope I'm not buying this just for the packaging, even though I'm one of those to buy something just for the packaging. So first off, the packaging is a winner for me, again, especially because it's different from the packaging that I bought at the Rouge Holiday event. That one has like the rose gold cover, the peachy gold cover. This one has like the gunmetal. So I love that they're different. It looks so good, so edgy, so different. I don't have anything like this in my collection. As far as the powders go, they are incredibly soft. As far as the consistency, all pans of product in this palette, to include the blushes, have that feel or that consistency of their highlighter, I guess, their highlighter products or palettes that they've come out with in the past. This particular one is the Banque de Sable not eyeshadow, highlighter palette, and it's got that satiny, silky type of feel. That's what these have, and this is the first time I have felt that kind of texture in their blushes. But them having that type of feel or that type of texture is what I think helps these blushes to go on even more natural and make them even more buildable. Because honestly, for someone like me with my skin tone, this would be really difficult to pull off unless I was going in with next to nothing. So I was able to go in with a decent amount and still get like a very pretty flush to the skin. That being said, my deeper skin tone ladies, if you go in with a little bit of a heavier hand, this is going to show up so great on you. Both of these are stunning and I think will work so well on your skin tone. I also think this highlighter is going to be so amazing. I do think there are going to be quite a few skin tones that get use out of most, if not all, of the pans in this product. I will be able to get use out of pretty much all of these, which is kind of nice. And again, I think there's going to be a whole lot of skin tones that get use out of quite a few of these, most of them. So that being said, this one's a dazzled for me. This lived up to every one of my expectations as a NARS face palette. It just, every blush has given me that perfect flush of color. This highlight's the one I've been using the most. I mean, I have obviously had to test this one out so that I could tell you what it was like, but you can obviously see it's a little more subtle, and I am not a subtle highlight type of girl. I love the blinding, intense type of highlight. So I am very happy that at least one of the two had that intensity. I love all of the blushes. This thing is going to get so much use out of me, and $59 is right on point for their prices for their face palettes. Every time they come out with a face palette like this, it ends up being $59, and I think this is a really great alternative to a lot of the luxury ones out there, such as Hourglass. If you're kind of not wanting to go the luxury route, this is a really great alternative for the price tag and what you get inside. All right, guys, before I let you go, I need to give you the verse of the day, just as an encouragement for you, motivation. I hope it adds just some meaning to your day. I hope you've been having a wonderful day. But today's comes from Revelation 2:10, and it says, Jesus said, be faithful even to the point of death, and I will give you the crown of life. Guys, I hope y'all are having a most wonderful day. I hope you're enjoying all of the holiday releases that are coming out. I am enjoying bringing them to you, and I do hope that you're finding these reviews helpful. I hope it's not just, you know, to watch, but that it is giving you some sort of benefit, at least in, you know, your hunt for that favorite or perfect holiday product. If you're new to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing, as I'd love to have you as part of this YouTube family. And if you're looking for me on Instagram, you can find me at Michelle's Glamour. All right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Take care and have a good rest of your day. Bye.